Hi friends, welcome to our Friday graphing fun. I made another graph for us to look at and talk about. And since it's the first day of May, I used flowers. Those of you who are in my class know that I love flowers, and my favorite flower is Lily of the Valley. And you are supposed to give people Lily of the Valley on the first day of May to bring them happiness. So I used them in our graph so I could kind of give you all some from afar. So our graph today is called Flowers Blooming. And you'll notice down this side, I have the names of some different flowers. And along the bottom, we have the numbers to count the flowers. So we have tulips, daisies, roses, and of course, lily of the valley. So take a minute and look at the graph, and then I will ask you some questions that you can solve. First, I'd like you to look at each kind of flower and see how many there are. Then, if you need to, get some scrap paper. You can count on the graph, you can draw dots, you can use your fingers, whatever you need to do. So let's look at the graph. Which flower has the most? You might have guessed from my little talk before I was going to put the most in my favorite one, and the most is Lily of the Valley. There are 9 Lily of the Valley. Which flower has the least? If you said tulip with 3 blooming, you're correct. Now I'm going to ask you to do some comparing, just like we did in our story problems on Monday and Wednesday. So my first question for you is, how many more Lily of the Valley bloomed than tulips? So let me get my pointer here. So if you did the problems on Monday and Wednesday, you drew boxes to compare. And a graph is already set up just like that for you. So we can see 3. They both have 3. We can count 1, 2, 3. But now we need to count how many extra boxes Lily of the Valley has. So I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we could say Lily of the Valley has 6 more than tulip, or we could say tulip has 6 less than Lily of the Valley. Now I'm going to ask you to do some joining. I would like to know how many daisy and roses there are all together. So I can see that I have 6 daisies and 5 roses. So if I count them together, I'll see how many they have total. And I can start with the largest number. I don't have to count these 6 daisies because I know there are 6, but I can count on. I can start at 6 and count on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the answer to how many daisies and roses all together are 11. Let me ask you one more. How many Lily of the Valley and tulip all together? So just like before, we can start at 9. We don't have to count these 9. We know there are 9, but I can count on with the tulips. So 9, 10, 11, 12. I hope that you get to go out this weekend and see some beautiful flowers blooming, and I hope that you have a really happy, wonderful weekend.